Hi, my name is Katie Hughes and I'm from Clover, South Carolina. I'm a sophomore majoring in Environmental and Sustainability Studies in the Bachelor of Arts.
Hi, my name is Lena. I'm a senior and I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm majoring in marketing and I'm minoring in business admin and Spanish.
My name is Eric Santiago Velasco. I am originally from Mexico. I moved to the US 4 years ago. I am a sophomore at the College of Charleston, majoring in software engineering with a double minor in Italian studies and business administration.
Hi, my name is Makara Joins. I'm from Pageland, South Carolina. I'm a senior here at the College of Charleston, majoring in political science, and we are first-generation college students.
Please list your on- and off-campus involvements.
On campus, I am a resident assistant for the College of Charleston's Res Life, and I am also the co-founder and president of the First Generation College Students Club of COC. Off campus, I'm involved with the DNR. I have started working in the environmental outreach program with their fishing instructor.
I am a part of the business fraternity at the school, and I am currently an intern at the Charleston Wine and Food, and I'm also a server at a local restaurant.
I am president of our Black Student Union. I do a lot of work with the Multicultural Center and the Multicultural Student Union. I am the anti-basilisk of the Mu Gamma chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I'm a lead mentor at Kids on Point, a nonprofit after-school program. I am a National Summer Learning Association summer policy intern.
I am part of the Bonner Leader program, leadership development organization, where I complete 260 hours a year of community service at the Children's Museum, where I translate documents and help Spanish speakers. I have 3 jobs, and I am member of the Hispanic Latino Club and Italian Club.
Please share what level of education your guardian or guardians received.
My dad, high school, and my mom, some years in college in Vietnam.
Both of my parents received a high school diploma. My mom didn't finish her college education, and my dad went to the National Guard.
My mom graduated high school and I believe might have some college, but an associate's degree, I believe. And my dad dropped out of high school in the 10th grade.
My father was able to complete high school, and my mother, she completed elementary.
When did you realize you were a first-generation student?
The first time I really realized I was a first-generation student was probably my freshman year. My mom, dad, my family had no idea what to get me as a college student. You know, every first day of school you get the letter from the school that has all the supplies that you need. They had no idea that textbooks were hundreds of dollars. No idea what I would need as far as and move from there.
It was always kind of known for my family. My parents really wanted us to go to college and do well in high school since they didn't get to go, so it was always known for us, but I didn't quite understand the scale and the importance of it until once my uncle went. He went later on. He didn't go immediately after high school, and then once my brother went too before me.
When I was applying to college, there was an option that it says first generation student. I wasn't sure what it meant, but my English teacher, she helped me understand the definition of the word.
I'd say I definitely realized it in high school, but I didn't take much notice of it until college. I would say one of the things for me in high school was when we started applying for colleges, and most of my friends wanted to follow in the tracks of their parents and apply to the big South Carolina schools. And being from South Carolina, they were also big football families in the town where I grew up. Yeah, I just found it really hard to relate, so that was probably one of the first realizations. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is a distinct memory you have of being a first-generation college student?
I think a distinct memory for me is going to orientation and the overwhelmingness of how there's so many different things you need to learn, and it's just like so much. And like it's the first kind of touch you get of like college and everything you need to know, and it's oh, like I need to know a lot for this.
I was extremely depressed. I felt very lonely. I felt, I don't know, just like it was something I couldn't do. Which, if you know me, I never feel like that now, but I felt like there was just this overwhelming weight on my back. And I felt like I was going through something that nobody had ever experienced before. Shocker, I wasn't. But I felt like I was going through something that no one had ever experienced before, and that I was going through it all alone. I talked to my advisor, Brian Ganaway, and he was like, yeah, let's go to the Dean of Students. So I spoke with Molly Jean Callahan. Shout out to my girl. I talked through everything I was feeling, how homesick I was, just feeling so far away from my family, and how I felt like I was like extremely alone, like this was something that I couldn't do, and that I was the only person in the entire world that felt this way. And she was like, you're not. And she really just kind of was a resource for me. She was something that I could lean on. But I was realizing, like, okay, I'm feeling like this because I've always had these relations with, like, my parents. Like, being low income, they could relate to that. Going through the public education system, they can relate to that in some capacity. But college was something that they just didn't have.
I'd say when it came time to apply for colleges, I spent a lot of time filling out like scholarships on my own, and there was a lot of pressure from my family to apply and earn scholarships to afford my education. And with that being said, I had to reapply for scholarships every single year since then, and I do that completely on my own, and the FAFSA and any financial forms as well.
Being accepted into college, I was very excited to represent my family, but I also was thrilled to be the first member in my family to attend to college.
What advice would you give to other first-generation college students?
I would say to do some research and take advantage of the resources that the college already has. I think the school already offers a great amount of resources, from like mental health to financial wellness. I think you just have to take a deeper dive to find out about those things.
Accept it. I think we spend a lot of time like denying who we are, but when you realize that this is another aspect of your identity, just like a lot of other things, you learn how to utilize it, and it becomes a superpower. So acknowledge it.
The journey is gonna be hard. It's better to try than not trying and not know what would happen.
A piece of advice that I've kind of held on, or it's not really advice that was given to me, it's just something that's helped me get through it, was kind of knowing like that you've earned this, and like finding a way to know that you've earned it, and using that as a way to keep going and motivating yourself when things get hard, because it's not always easy, it's college. And so finding that way of knowing that you've earned it and just holding on to it.
What are the most prominent challenges you have faced as a first-generation college student?
Some of the most prominent challenges that I've faced was during the transition from high school to college. There's a lot of small details that a guidance counselor would know and typically teach you while going in, or your parents would teach you if they had also went to college. And with scholarships in South Carolina, there's rules and stuff that you have to follow, and that was a big thing that I didn't know of these rules until right before I'm going to college, and I can't make changes to try to get more scholarships, or even with FAFSA and not understanding what a Pell Grant was, or that there's different loans and all of this different parts that come with financial aid that you have to learn in high school before your freshman year. And that was just the hardest thing, of finding people who could help us when I didn't have a guidance counselor that could fully support and help me in the ways that I needed.
As a first-generation college student, one of the challenges that I faced was financial aid. I was not sure if I was going to attend to college due to my family's financial situation.
The most prominent challenge has definitely been in my personal relationships with my parents. I feel like as I've been growing, I've also been growing like apart from them as well, mainly because there's been not only like a barrier on language, because my first language is English and there's Vietnamese, and my upbringing is definitely 100% very different from theirs. So as my education grows, there's definitely like a distance that grows between us as well, and it makes it harder for us to relate to each other for sure.
In what ways do you believe education has impacted your life?
I've shaped my entire life around education.
Education has definitely changed every aspect of my life. My parents are immigrants, so one of the main reasons why they came here was for me to get a better education than they did, and it's definitely like a doorway to just a more stable future for my future family and generations to come.
As I said earlier, I come from a very small town, and with a small town, it's a small farm town, there's not a lot going on there. You're not having like businesses and all these different organizations going on. Like, you just don't have that.
Education has deepened my way of thinking. It has allowed me to connect deeply with students from different cultures and backgrounds, making me realize that I'm not alone on this journey. Realizing that we all are striving for the same goals is uplifting.
Please share an accomplishment or experience of yours related to your education or career that you once found unimaginable.
Something that I just never would have imagined that I could do so easily was just getting into that college life and getting into that rhythm. College is made out to be kind of a boot camp, and it's like very vigorous, and it's hard, and it's true, there's truth to it, but it's made to seem much harder and much more like just very, very difficult and just unimaginable tasks that you have to do every day. And I was kind of afraid of like, how do I get into this, lifestyle, and is it going to be really hard to adapt to the learning style while also dorm life and everything? And it ended up being a very smooth transition for me, and I was able to become part of it much easier than I expected.
Being accepted into a study abroad program seemed impossible to me. Now I am going to Italy this summer for a month, which is crazy to me. I never thought it was going to be possible, because I always thought that traveling was only for people with money.
It would have to be when I took part in my internship program abroad in Costa Rica 2 summers ago. That experience was so valuable to me because I just got to not only live in another country for 2 months, but work for a local marketing agency there as well. So it was really like immersive experience, and I also got to live alongside other interns and Costa Rican students, and it was just a great privilege to be able to like learn about their culture and their country.
I received the W.N. Looper Award, which gave me the opportunity to intern in D.C. I got to work for Congressman James Clyburn, who was at the time the majority whip of the House. And if you had told me as a kid just that I would be doing that I'd be working for, I think, one of the most decorated House members, especially from South Carolina, who is a black man, if you had told me that I would be working for him, I wouldn't believe you.
How do you believe the College of Charleston could better support you?
I think coming in, you come in with a lot of questions, and you go to these offices that are made to help you, and sometimes I don't think they are tailored to helping first-gen students, and so you have these very specific questions that most not like regular college students would know because they have family that know it, but coming from a family that doesn't have that experience, it's a simple question that is seems simple, but it's a very niche question that not everybody knows how to answer, and so I think the college could do better of having staff that know these niche questions instead of like getting sent on a wild goose chase of like trying to find the answers.
I think for a lot of my other identities, there are spaces on campus for them, like the Pride Center for my sexuality, and the Multicultural Center for my race. But within those spaces, are there people who can relate to my background?
I think the College of Charleston could better support me, but by providing me a mentor. As a first-generation students, we don't know about many resources like financial aid or CSL tutoring. Having a mentor can connect us with these resources.
The college could better support first-generation students by having advisors be more knowledgeable about the different experiences that first-generation students face, and having advising tailored to first-generation students would definitely be a lot more beneficial, and having or sharing more resources that are tailored to first-generation students would be helpful as well.